Welcome to Your Bookkeeping Matters. I'm Lisa Turner, bringing you short and snackable weekly episodes on bookkeeping and business matters in an easy to understand way so you can be in control and confident that you know your bookkeeping matters. Let's dive into this week's episode. Woohoo! Thanks for coming along for a super popular topic on the show today, and I'm talking bank accounts. What bank accounts do you need in your business? It's a hot topic because so many get it wrong, and I'll get to that later. There are some legalities, and on the flip side, so many want to do it right. They come to me with loads of questions. So I'm here to answer as many as I can in our short and snackable episode of Your Bookkeeping Matters, letting you know what I think are great ideas, and you can take from that what you will. So firstly, let's get the technical stuff out of the way because while yes, it is a hot topic, I can also get myself into hot water. There are things I can't tell you, like which banks to go with. And I can't say exactly which 3 or 4 or many accounts you need to open, which is why this episode is called Your Essential Bank Accounts. So I can give you the answers to your questions and give you some suggestions, and you will have the clarity to know exactly what you want so it works for you and get it set up perfectly for you. Everything in this episode and all my episodes is general advice only, of course. I don't know your personal circumstances and setup, so if you need advice and support tailored to you, reach out to your trusty bookkeeper or tax agent. And if you haven't got one, I can probably help you with the bookkeeping depending on your industry. And we have some stellar tax agents we adore working with. We can share the details with you. Let's kick off with the number one bank account and my golden rule. You must have a separate business bank account. I bang on about this every chance I get. Blogs, trainings, presentations, you name it, I bring this one up because for those new to small business or have a side hustle ticking along for a little while even, it is insanely common. I find them mingling their business with pleasure, meaning they have all their personal and business transactions going in and out of the one personal bank account, which is a hard no from me. Besides the legalities and technicalities, if this is you, you're making things extremely difficult for yourself, opening yourself up to loads of mistakes, missing income or expenses, time spent trawling through loads of personal transactions, trying to find the business ones you're looking for. So if you don't have a separate business bank account, opening a separate bank account for all the work things is the first thing you're doing when you finish listening to this episode. At an absolute minimum, one business bank account is essential. Now the legal stuff that I mentioned earlier. If you're a sole trader, you aren't required to have this separate business bank account, but if you're a company or other structures, you are required for tax purposes. So there's no leeway there, but honestly, it doesn't matter. Get a separate business bank account no matter what your structure is. Okay, you get the picture. I'll move on. The first question I always get asked on this initial separate bank account though, I want to mention from sole traders generally is, I can't open a company bank account. I'm not a company, so what do I do? And you're spot on. You want to open a business bank account. Have a chat with your bank or the bank you want your business accounts with, and they will let you know your options. Some banks let you operate your business transactions simply in a separate personal bank account, and you only use it for business transactions. You still have that separation. And other banks, and they are tightening up on this, more and more are doing it, don't actually allow you to use a personal bank account for business. Even when you're a sole trader, you still have what they call a business bank account type. So ask the question and your bank that you want to go with will let you know what type of account you need with them. So now you know your first essential bank account. From here on out, they are all completely optional, but my recommendation is to have 2 at a minimum. So hear me out here and see if this resonates with you. The second bank account essential for your business is a savings account. Savings for what? Well, anything at this point. If you're fresh-faced in the business world or it's a side hustle for you and you don't have many things you need to save for, you can whack everything you're saving for all together in this second account. I'm talking tax, your own income tax, GST if you're registered for GST, tax you've kept from your employees' wages if you have them, any profit or buffer that you want to build up and save for. You want all of that in this second account. For a few reasons you need this second account. It's helpful to know what you've got set aside and there is no BAS or tax shock when it rolls around. You've got it saved there aside. And it's also super helpful down the track if you want to show banks or lenders that you can save and you're professional. They will look upon that more favorably, that's for sure. With all your money moves, no matter how big or small your business is, they're the 2 essential accounts that I recommend, a main business account and a savings account. And as you and your business grows, you can split that savings account into a few different ones. One for GST, one for tax, one for profit, and so on. It depends how good you are with money moves, managing it, and knowing what is where. If you're a bit of a creative-minded soul, like so many people I work with, the extra bank accounts are a helpful visual tool for them. They can see at a glance what squirreled away they have in each account or amount they have to pay in the future. So if you're not sure what else you might need in terms of bank accounts, I have a basic 6 accounts that I'm going to speed through with you now. We've looked at the first 2 already, your main and your savings. And to step it up, if more bank accounts work for you, the savings account, the number 2 account, will become your GST. Like I mentioned, as you grow, you'll probably want to split the savings account into a few different accounts. And the next one, number 3, will of course be the tax that you're saving for. We all have to pay tax as much as we wish we didn't. And this would be, as a sole trader, you could pop a percentage of either your sales or your profit into this number 3 account ready for your annual tax return. Your tax agent will be your best friend here to work out what percentage for you to save here because it is literally different for everyone. For bank account number 4, you will have some expenses. No matter what your business structure is, expenses are part and parcel of being a business, of course. Lots of businesses have this as their next bank account. What do you put in there? The best way is to work out your monthly expenses and put that amount over in there and have your debits and your key card using that account for expenses. That way you know you're covered and you won't overspend. I love this aspect, this expenses bank account. It has helped so many clients stick to their goal in terms of their expenses because they've worked out what they are, they've popped it aside, and they know that's all they have in that bank account. It's not a budget as such. Budgets don't work for everyone, but it helps you manage your money and moving your money around better. If you're not keen on this one or want to take it slow with your bank accounts, it's super common for business owners to leave their main bank account and this one combined. So where all the income goes and this expenses combined for a while, keeping it simple. And some people will leave those 2 combined forever. My suggestion for account number 5 is a wages account. If you're a sole trader, pop the amount you want to pay yourself each week or month over here and go nuts. It's all yours to spend however you want to, and it's clean and tidy, and you know everything you spend from there is personal. There's no intertwined business and personal transactions grinding the gears of bookkeepers everywhere. If you're a company, you might not want this bank account and instead pay wages from the expenses account, because when you have employees on the books, it is an expense. So you can pay wages out of that expense account, or if you're keen, move the wages over here to this number 5 account, ready to pay wages each week, fortnight, or month, however you do it. As I keep saying throughout this whole episode, what works for you? And lastly, number 6 for me is a profit or savings account to help you build a buffer for rainy days in your business, or save for the shiny new laptop that you might want. After you've nutted out the taxes you want to save, the expenses you want to move, or any other money moves you want to make, what's left can come over here to grow in your profit account. Or you can set up a percentage, whatever works best for you. I'm tipping you've heard of Profit First. This is a brilliant setup, and some of these bank accounts might sound familiar from that process. The process works well for some business owners, not everyone. It works by having set percentages for each bank account and some other aspects to help you move the money around. I have the book and personally love it, but I only use some of the bank accounts in its process, all the way back from when I started my business. But I do have clients who are stressed out by multiple bank accounts. So if this is you, don't feel like you have to have more than the 2 bank accounts. There are also bookkeepers who specialize in this Profit First method, though, if you do fall in love with it. Please remember, though, everyone is different. So there's no hard and fast rule on how many bank accounts you need. Set up the ones you want and make it work for you. We here at my practice, Accounted for You, we don't specialize in the Profit First method. We specialize in bank accounts set up suited to you and your business. There's no right or wrong, aside from my 2 minimum ones, the main and the saving, of course. If you want 3 accounts and it works for you, perfect. If you have 10 and it keeps you stress-free and all your money moves organized, amazing. Now, what I want you to do next is list out the main big items that you have to pay or move money around for, and think to yourself, do I need 1 bank account for all of those things I'm wanting to save for, like my taxes, my super, profit, savings, or am I happy to dump it all into the one savings account? Now, if you want to see them split out into different accounts that I've touched on throughout the episode, list them out into the areas that you want to save, and you'll have yourself that neat little list to dive into your online banking, if it's already set up, and crack those accounts open. Or jump on the phone with your bank and find out what account types are best and get them to help you organize it. At a minimum, remember you're going to have 2 accounts. Don't forget this. Something else to please keep in mind when you do get click happy opening those bank accounts. Don't create so many that you land in overwhelm and can't focus on your business and you're stuck calculating money and moving it around every day. Keep it simple and keep it effective. Don't do it to waste time, and only do it if it will honestly help you manage your money better, because it does create a teeny bit of extra admin for you in terms of moving the money around, of course, and extra processing in your bookkeeping. Now, I hope you've gained some invaluable insights into setting up essential bank accounts for you and your business. Remembering having a solid financial foundation is crucial to your success. If you understand your business and your own unique banking needs, this helps you know your numbers and empowers you so much. Once business owners are on top of this and saving, and that next BAS rolls around and they pay it without even flinching, it is the best feeling, and I want this for you as well. If you're new to small business and keen for more tips or things you need to set up, I have a new business checklist on my website, which will be very helpful for you, and I'll link it in the show notes. It's accountedforyou.com.au/new biz checklist, and bank accounts is, of course, one of those things. Thanks for joining me for another episode. I would love it if you left a review or shared it with someone you think would enjoy it. It would mean the world and help so many others learn and grow as well. Enjoy the rest of your day and catch you in the next episode of Your Bookkeeping Matters.